Hi, my name's Rory Callahan, and I'm coming to you from Fremantle in WA. I'm hanging out at my beautiful mum's house. This is where I grew up, and I want to share with you tip 8 today. And tip 8 is about who is that one person you can help more than anybody else. And I guess when we think about this, there's so many elements to it, but I guess the key thing we want to really tune in with is what is their problem, what is their challenge that they want to overcome. And also, what is the solution that you can actually offer? Is it something that you can offer personally through a product or a service? Is it something that you can offer through your network or through a referral? But the point is what we got to figure out the 5 C's of what we're actually going to do to solve this problem or this challenge for the person that you can serve better than anyone else. Now, the 5 C's are: what is your promise to them? What is a product, service, or solution that you are offering to solve this? What proof is there that this can actually solve that challenge in the context of their life? What's the pathway? And then what's the compelling offer that makes them want to move and change their behavior and actually go to work on solving this problem right now? Now, all these things are quite challenging. Obviously, some marketing people in the world, you'll notice they will trigger you by emotions or stories, and often they'll sell you things that you don't want, need, or desire, but they'll convince you that you do. And the challenge with that is, does it actually solve the problem? So we can sell products, and in the health world is really good at this. They're really good at selling a lot of products and services, but is the solution actually achieved? As a physiotherapist, I used to deal with a lot of patients, and I was lucky enough to find my one customer was young athletes. And the reason why they were my one customer is because I'd been a young athlete. I'd gone through working with East Fremantle Football Club. I've gone through their development system, so I'd seen all the systems, worked with all the teams, felt the challenges, emotionally been in the position that these young kids had. And then when I came out of university and I was a physiotherapist, I went back to the East Fremantle Football Club and I partnered with them. So they were my one customer. I didn't know it at the time, but they gave me access to 300 or 400 kids that I could do screening protocols with. I could do hip and groin rehab programs with. I could figure out processes and systems. And my vision was the same as theirs. And I was emotionally connected with them winning and succeeding because I'd been part of that team and that community, and I still am now. So when you think about your one customer, it might be a partnership. It might not just be that one person or that one, that one individual that you can sell a product to or solve that problem for. It could be an organization, it could be an enterprise that has a whole group of the type of people that you can serve better than anyone else. So think in the context of your life, like who is that one person you can serve better than anyone else? Now think about it as well. You've been given these experiences, so the depth of your container and the breadth of your container is quite wide and quite deep. Now, you might be able to help solve a problem for someone better than anybody else. And the reason you can do that is because you've been in their shoes and you've walked that path, and maybe you've developed some skills, you've gone and trained, maybe you've gone to uni, maybe you've done some coaching, maybe you've had some sort of experience that allows you to be the person to find or connect that person with a solution. And obviously there's an exchange of value that happens with that. So the cool thing about this is this can be a lot easier when we all figure out, one, who we are. And that was in tip 6 and tip 7, because then often we find that who we're trying to serve and help, we're just essentially teaching what we mostly learn ourselves or what we have just learned ourselves. So we can go back and give that to people in that situation, help them take the next steps. So when you think about this in the context of your own life, I want you to think about someone like my friend Di. And Di's in his 40s. When he was younger, he suffered with being overweight. And you can go check out his story. He's a really inspiring dude. And in his 40s, he now works with dads who have dad bods who want to regain their health and well-being in their 40s. And he only works with 10 at a time. He doesn't work with everyone. He just works with 10. And he has a process. He figures out who is obviously committed to the change. So he has a process and a pathway for them to get involved. He has a compelling offer. He has a promise to them that they will get the result. Some people do these promises, well, like you get the result, and if you don't, then you get your money back. Imagine that as a health professional. If people came to see you and they paid the money and they moved up the health spectrum to a space of good health and well-being, or they resolved the issue, or they didn't pay, that would be a compelling offer. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people in the health and wellness space would not do that, because 1 in 2 people are living with chronic preventable diseases. So we're kind of just managing symptoms and giving Band-Aids. So if we were really, really powerful and we were really focused on creating a solution, we would collectively, without competition, in collaboration, work with one customer that we can serve better than anyone else, and then refer amongst ourselves and be like, okay, cool. Di's the person I send to for dad bods. You come to me for health and entrepreneurs and that type of thing, and self-care as a foundation. You go to this person for women's health. You go to this person for like some sort of physical therapy. And together we worked as like an allied and collaborative team. Now this works in every other realm, not just health and wellness. This also works in technology. It works in every space you can think of. So just think about who's your one customer and think about what is their one challenge. What do they go to bed at night thinking about? And if it's like a partnership, you might be looking at the company and the CEOs and the founders and the people that are driving them. What's the challenge that they have? And what's the thing you could come in and consult with them and help them solve? Or if it's the one customer that you're working with, say like a young football player, or, you know, perhaps it's that person with low back pain. What is that one thing that you can help, you can do to help them find a solution in the context of their life? So when you think about this, run through the 5 C's as well, run through what your promise is to them, run through what proof it is that you have that you can solve this. And often if you're getting started, you might need to find your first 10 people and say, hey, listen, I need to get proof of concept that I can actually solve this. I know I've done the work. I've got the depth of experience, you know, I've got the education, and I just want to prove this. A great example is my partner, Lo. She was just getting her art out, and we said, okay, we'll go find 10 people that you can do surfboard art with, and find some people that you align with and you like what they do and you like the same integrity and vision, the same influence and networks that you want to be in, and go do 10 pieces of art on their board. Now, she did it for free. Off the back of doing 10 for free, her art starts to get out into the world. And what starts to happen? Action, traction, attraction. People say, who did that art? Oh, Lo. Now they want to actually exchange value with her. And what we're starting to see now is a lot of people are coming saying, and she's building her brand, and they're saying, hey, Lo, I really love your art. And for her, it's like this thing that's been in mind is now in reality, and it's moving around. There's a lot of attraction. She doesn't even have to do like the marketing of Facebook ads or any of that type of stuff. She just needs to now do what she does best, and people refer to her because she's the person that does surfboard art. So think about what your version of that is. And I wanted to give some context in health and other areas so that you can relate this to the context of your own life. But go find that one person you can serve better than anyone else. Prove that you can do it for yourself. Prove that you can do it for 10 people. Prove that you can do it for 100 people. Prove that you can do it for 1,000 people. And once you start serving, you know, the hundreds, the thousands, the 10,000s, you might quickly realize that you will go from doing it one-to-one to then doing it collectively as teams, and also maybe coaching or creating empowering frameworks or systems or online training modules to help people help more people. So guys, hopefully that really helps. But anyway, figure out who your one customer is and go serve them better than anyone else. And then if it's clear with your identity and who you are and what solution you provide that person or that partnership in the world, then I'll be able to refer to you, and other people will be able to refer to you. And this has been something that, you know, I've been learning as a young man as well. As I'm growing and developing, I've been growing as a person. I've been growing and really figuring out who is that unique market or that unique person that I would love to help more than anyone else. And getting really clear on that just means that 1, you have better outcomes. 2, there's better cost benefit for the person that you're serving in terms of time, energy, money, resources, so on and so forth. And then over time, what we can start to do is when we figure out a solution, we can then share that with other people and help them serve that audience as well. All right, guys, big love. And hopefully that tip helps. Tomorrow we're sharing tip 9, and I look forward to sharing that with you.